Hi, I'm Ron DeParmesan and this is your Newscats briefing. Meow, in a shocking display of brutality, newly elected Mayor Alejandro Arcos was decapitated just 6 days into office, sending shockwaves through the already violence-plagued state of Guerrero, Mexico. The 43-year-old politician's severed head was allegedly placed on the roof of a car, with gruesome images circulating on social media platforms like WhatsApp, though the authenticity of these images remains unverified. This horrific assassination comes on the heels of another tragic loss. Just 3 days prior, Francisco Tapia, the city's secretary and a close associate of Arcos, was gunned down in cold blood. These back-to-back murders paint a grim picture of the perilous landscape faced by public officials in Guerrero, a state notorious for its drug-related violence. Guerrero Governor Evelyn Salgado didn't mince words when addressing the tragedy. She stated, "His loss mourns the entire Guerrero society and fills us with indignation." This sentiment echoes throughout the region, where the threat of cartel violence looms large over every aspect of daily life. Chilpancingo, the state capital where Arcos served as mayor, is no stranger to such brutality. With a population of 283,354, this city of nearly 300,000 souls has become a battleground for rival cartels vying for control. The Ardillos and the Tlacos, two of the most prominent drug trafficking organizations in the area, have turned the streets into a war zone, with politicians often caught in the crossfire. Since 2006, when the Mexican government launched its militarized approach to combat drug trafficking, more than 450,000 people have lost their lives nationwide. Guerrero bears the brunt of this violence, with 1,890 murders recorded in 2022 alone. The state has become a powder keg, where the simple act of running for office can be a death sentence. Arcos, who belonged to an opposition coalition including the Institutional Revolutionary Party, had ambitious plans for Chilpancingo. In the days leading up to his murder, he was actively involved in overseeing disaster relief efforts following the devastation wrought by Hurricane John. His commitment to public service was evident in his social media posts, showcasing a leader determined to make a difference in his community. But in Guerrero, even the noblest intentions can't shield one from the reach of the cartels. The assassination of Arcos is part of a disturbing trend that saw at least 6 political candidates murdered in the lead-up to the June elections. This pattern of violence threatens to undermine the very fabric of democracy in the region. The implications of Arcos's murder extend far beyond the borders of Chilpancingo. Located just 75 kilometers from the popular tourist destination of Acapulco, the violence in Guerrero casts a long shadow over the state's economy. Tourism, once a thriving industry, has taken a significant hit as visitors shy away from a region increasingly associated with brutal cartel activity. As we continue to follow this developing story, make sure to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates on this critical situation in Guerrero. The assassination of Alejandro Arcos serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing crisis facing Mexico, where the line between politics and organized crime has become dangerously blurred. The newly elected president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, now faces an immense challenge. As the country's first female president, she has vowed to continue the hugs not bullets strategy of her predecessor, focusing on social policies to address crime rather than relying solely on military force. However, critics argue that this approach may be inadequate in the face of such brazen violence. The murder of Arcos not only robbed Chilpancingo of a promising leader, but also highlighted the urgent need for comprehensive reform in how Mexico addresses the pervasive influence of drug cartels. The ongoing violence threatens to destabilize entire communities, forcing residents to live in constant fear and uncertainty. As investigations into Arcos's murder continue, questions linger about the effectiveness of current security measures. The Guerrero State Attorney General's office has launched a probe, but many, including Senator Alejandro Moreno, are calling for federal intervention. Moreno emphasized the state of ungovernability in Guerrero, underscoring the pressing need to address the rampant violence against public officials. The assassination of Alejandro Arcos is not just a local tragedy, it's a symptom of a much larger crisis gripping Mexico. As the country grapples with the aftermath of this brutal murder, the world watches closely, wondering if this will be the tipping point that finally brings about meaningful change in the ongoing war against drug cartels. I'm Ron DeParmesan, and this has been another Newscats special report. Thank you for watching, and don't go far because another breaking story is right around the corner. Meow!